fellow collectors. Today we'll be talking about Masters of the Universe crossover with the ThunderCats. So here we have He-Man, Tygra, and Panthro all in their Eternia looking armor. Now on the back of Panthro we can see that he has his little mace here and he's wielding it. And he stands by Lion-O's side, ready to defeat evil across the ends of the universe. And we see that Tygra is the noble scientist. And he has armor that goes all over, and he looks like he is fighting Panthro Catman, while Panthro is fighting Triclops. Wow. Now, He-Man himself here is fighting Mamara. And he is the most powerful man on 3rd Eternia and finds kindred spirits among the heroic ThunderCats. And we see that he does have armor that he can also take on and off. So let's get him out of the box.
Hey, open, damn it.
Okay,
Open.
once you get him out of the box, you see that He-Man is coming in at 6 1/8, while Panthro and Tygra coming in at 6 1/4. Now, He-Man comes with these accessories. And Tygra comes with these accessories. Panthro these. And one of the cool things that I see with Panthro is he actually starts with his ThunderCat boots here instead of the traditional He-Man type. Now you'll see here that he has a attachment to his arm, which he is holding right there, which you can take either the axe or the Morning Star and add it to there, sort of like a man-at-arms. So it's very cool. Now he can hold the axe like an axe in one hand and then have the Morning Star on the other one if you so wish. And he also comes with this cool looking helmet that you can just slide over his head and you get this nice looking Panthro. Now if you're ThunderCats like I am, you'll notice, hey, yes, he did come with his nunchucks. The red and blue classic signature for Panthro. Nice that they added that on. Very cool. Now, next we have Tygra. Tygra has this cool, almost clear, greenish aqua armor. And one of the cool things is his whip is a rope here. So it is a string, and it is translucent at the end. So he can put it in his hand. And you can pretend it's making him invisible if you want. Now Tygra has on the He-Man boots, and you can switch them out for these, the normal ThunderCat looking boots. And he also comes with this cool looking helmet. Now if you want to take off the armor for Tygra, you can put on his normal looking ThunderCat armor. And Panthro doesn't have one of those. He just takes off his things and there he is. Now He-Man here has this shield that just basically clasps on and he can hold it there if you so wish him to have that. He has this cool looking lion chest armor. You can see there he can hold his sword, which is embedded with the Eye of Thundera. So it looks like you take the Power Sword and the Thundera Sword of Omens and put it in there. So very nice touch either way you go. Now He-Man also comes with his helmet that he can wear with a more Tygra looking helmet, more panther, saber tooth type thing. I think it's very cool that he gets that kind of attention. Now, if you want to make them look like their normal characters before they did the crossover. You basically have to take off all of the accessory pieces. Like right here, we have this little catch, so you have to pop off that. You have to pull off the chest piece and flip this over his head. Now you can take off his head if you so wish. That's up to you. But you'll notice that it just simply goes on there. Now, He-Man has his normal looking outfit, and it just simply goes over his chest and helmet like so. So you just throw it over and clasp it on the back like you would in the olden days of the original He-Man armor. Now he has the same kind of clasp here for that. Now you can keep this on if you want. That is up to you if you want to throw on that. But totally your prerogative, your choice. But a very cool looking He-Man. And like I said, he has this cool looking cross between the Power Sword and the Sword of Omens and the Eye of Thundera. And he can do the sight beyond sight. Yes. Now you can keep this shield on if you want. That is totally up to you. But that's it for He-Man, to make him look more He-Man-ish. So as far as Panthro goes, simply take off all of these accessories here. Take off the helmet. This simply just pulls off. You can then take this here and just slide it out of his hand by doing this little maneuver right here. This just simply slides off. You will have to break him in half, and there we have that. Now as far as this goes, it is just a simple clip-on. You can clip it there and then give Panthro his weapons of choice. A very nice touch. Now as far as Tygra goes, all we'll simply do is just pull him to the front here. Take off this. You can just slide these off. You're going to have to take off these legs anyway. So just slide those off and put his part there. Take off the foot. And then just put it on. Now you're going to do the same for the other leg. And then you'll come to the chest piece here. You'll just snap that off. And you can take this off if you so wish, because he really doesn't have that kind of thing lying around. Same thing as He-Man, just pop this off right here. Now with Tygra, you can just turn the head and you can pull this off like so. And then take his normal looking armor, and you'll see here it goes on like that. So you will have to pull this arm off just to get it on, and slide it up and put the arm back on like so. And one of the things is you have to push it down like this and not straight. So you'll see the hole there. You just line it up, push it in, and then we could take Tygra and join him back together. Now, you're saying, didn't Tygra have something there? Nah, not really. He was a more clothes like that. I mean, he didn't really have a belt on. So if you want to see, here is the ultimate ThunderCat version, and you'll see no belt on. So you can see, yes, he does have that slash there. So I think they kept it pretty clean for that. So yeah, not bad at all. Not bad having ThunderCats with your He-Man, and about the same size. Now, if you're like me, you definitely love the ThunderCats and you want to have these with your He-Man figures or with your ThunderCats. You can do that. It's up to you. Now, if we bring in the first wave of figures, we have our Battle Cat Man here with He-Man. Now they can stand side by side instead of He-Man riding on his back. We can take Tygra, move him over a little bit, then bring the Lord of the ThunderCats, Lion-O. Then we have Panthro there, and then we'll bring in Chitara. And there she is. And then we'll bring in the master of evil himself, the ever-living Mamra. Yes, Mamra. So until you get the full collection, we're still missing the mutants and a lot of Skeletors, henchmen. So remember, ThunderCats, ho! Like, subscribe, and keep